Welcome to Paul Gerald's channel. Have you ever stopped to consider the profound impact gratitude could have on your life? This seemingly simple act of acknowledging and appreciating the blessings in our lives can be a potent tool for positive change. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you when someone holds the door open for you or when you receive a gift. It goes much deeper than that. Imagine, if you will, a woman named Jane. Jane lived what many would consider a normal life. She woke up, went to work, came home, ate dinner, watched some television, and then went to bed, only to repeat the cycle the next day. Jane wasn't unhappy, but she wasn't particularly happy either. She was just there. One day, Jane stumbled upon the concept of gratitude. She decided to give it a try and began writing down 3 things she was grateful for each day. Some days it was big things, like her health or her job. Other days, it was smaller things, like the smell of freshly brewed coffee or the sound of birds chirping outside her window in the morning. As the days turned into weeks, Jane began to notice a shift in her perspective. She started to feel happier, lighter. She found herself smiling more, laughing more. She even noticed that her relationships were improving. Jane was experiencing the transformative power of gratitude firsthand. But perhaps the most profound change was in how Jane viewed herself. She began to see herself not just as a person going through the motions of life, but as a person who was deeply connected to the world around her. She realized that she was more than just a physical body. She was energy. She was life. And she was deeply grateful for this newfound awareness. Gratitude, it appears, has the power to transform our lives for the better. It allows us to shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, from what's wrong in our lives to what's right, from what we want to what we already possess. It encourages us to appreciate the present moment and the opportunities available to us. It reminds us that we are more than just our physical bodies, that we are energy, that we are life. Gratitude, it seems, is not just a nice to have, but a must-have for a life of happiness, contentment, and abundance. Can we find gratitude not only in our triumphs, but also in our trials? Let's delve into this question, as it is truly a cornerstone of cultivating an attitude of gratitude. It's relatively easy to feel grateful when life is in full bloom, when we're basking in the sunshine of success, when love, happiness, and prosperity are our constant companions. But what about those days when the sky is overcast with challenges, when things aren't going quite as planned, or when life seems like an uphill battle? Consider the story of Emma, a woman well acquainted with hardship. Emma faced a series of unfortunate events, from losing her job to dealing with a serious health scare. It would have been easy for her to wallow in self-pity, to feel victimized by her circumstances. But Emma chose a different path. She chose gratitude. In the midst of her trials, Emma found herself thankful for the small moments of peace, for the kindness of strangers, for the support of her friends and family. She was grateful for the lessons she was learning and the strength she was discovering within herself. This attitude of gratitude didn't magically erase her problems, but it did shift her perspective. It helped her cope, and more than that, it enabled her to find joy and meaning in the midst of her struggles. This, dear listeners, is the power of gratitude. It is not about denying the reality of our challenges, but rather acknowledging them and finding the silver linings. It's about recognizing that even in the midst of hardship, there are still things to be thankful for. It's about understanding that every experience, whether it is filled with joy or tinged with sorrow, contributes to our growth and development. Gratitude, in essence, is a lens through which we view the world. It illuminates the good and the positive in our lives, even when we are walking through the darkest valleys. It is a beacon of hope, a source of comfort, and a guiding light that can lead us towards resilience, peace, and contentment. Even in adversity, gratitude can be our guiding light. How often do we overlook the ordinary blessings that make our lives extraordinary? A question that nudges us to ponder upon the essence of life, the essential elements we often take for granted. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of bigger dreams and desires, yet it's the smaller, everyday things that truly enrich our lives. Consider the story of Emily, a woman who lived most of her life chasing after success. She was always striving for more, for better, and in the process, she missed out on the simple joys that life had to offer. It was only when Emily decided to pause and appreciate the smaller things that she noticed a shift in her overall happiness and contentment. She began to express gratitude for the food on her table, Recognizing that many people worldwide go to bed hungry, she started to appreciate her health, understanding that it's the greatest wealth anyone can possess. She was thankful for the ability to make choices, knowing that freedom is a luxury not everybody enjoys. Emily's story is not uncommon. Many of us are so engrossed in our lives that we forget to appreciate the simple things that make our lives meaningful and fulfilling. When we start noticing and appreciating these blessings, we open the door to a more gratifying and contented life. Think about it. How often do you express gratitude for the air you breathe, the water you drink, or the bed you sleep in? These might seem like trivial things, but they're essential for our existence and well-being. In the grand scheme of things, it's these everyday blessings that make our lives extraordinary. They're the foundation upon which we build our dreams and aspirations. Without them, our lives would be significantly different, and probably not in a good way. In essence, the significance of everyday gratitude lies in its power to transform our perspective, to shift our focus from what's missing in our lives to what's present, and to cultivate a sense of contentment that transcends material possessions. In the mundane, we can find magic, if only we choose to see it. So, what happens when we make gratitude a habit? Let's take a moment to reflect on our journey through this discourse on gratitude. We've uncovered the transformative power of gratitude, a force that changes our perspective and illuminates the blessings in our lives. We've delved into the role of gratitude in both good and challenging times, understanding that it is a beacon that guides us through the storms and helps us appreciate the sunshine. We've also highlighted the significance of everyday gratitude, recognizing the extraordinary in the ordinary, the joy in the mundane. Gratitude for the food on our table, the health in our bodies, the choices we have, and the love that surrounds us. It helps us navigate life's challenges with presence and appreciate our existence beyond the physical realm. It is a call to be grateful for the day, its challenges, its blessings, and the ability to attract positive elements into our lives. Gratitude is not just an action or a feeling, it is a key that unlocks the door to a truly fantastic life.